Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this reality chat. I want to just go with this conversation that Wendy, she popped up on when they were on the beach in the Dominican Republic, Real Housewives of Potomac, most recent episode, when she wanted to say, hey, let's just go ahead and confront the elephant on the beach. If you have something to say about me and Candiace, what was said? Because they walked up on it, they felt the tension, they felt the energy in the atmosphere, and they didn't really want to talk about it, but Candiace and Wendy, they're like, what's going on? What's up? And it's amazing because I'll talk about this separately, how Gizelle could really go in about Wendy and Candiace when they're not around to Karen, but not when you're being confronted directly by the individual that you claim to have so much heat and smoke for, because you want to use your children to make these people out to be horrible people. She claims that Candiace is the reason why she's getting so much hatred and people were sending her death threats, which I honestly do not believe. And she claims that she'll never have anything for Candiace because of that, because of Candiace trying to equate her to being pretty much like a racist white woman. Like, that's what she's trying to allege. And so it's not, I don't believe it. I don't believe that people were sending her death threats. And if that happened, I don't believe that has anything to do with Candiace, but I believe that people can't stand Gizelle's ways and the things that she says and does. And they call her out on her BS and she doesn't like it. So she wants to be able to blame somebody else. But let's just go ahead and get into what Wendy wanted to address when it comes to the Gizelle, the ringleader of this crew of punks, being Robyn and Ashley somewhat as well.
What were y'all talking about? What was the conversation that was being had?
Well, we can talk about it later.
No, what was the conversation that was being had?
So last night, I noticed the two of y'all, looking at each other, kind of smirking, making facial expressions surrounding the conversation about Grace. Mm-hmm. And I picked up on it. I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. But it happened, and I noticed it.
I'm not going to speak on anyone's child. I'm not going to speak on your daughter because in the past, you have weaponized Grace against me.
Well, what does weaponized mean? I don't understand.
When we were in New York 2 years ago, you said that I gave your daughter a nasty look.
You looked at my daughter cockeyed crazy.
Who's moving? You moving up? Yes. Grace is... she's a young driver. Told me to review. Okay.
Anytime it comes to a conversation about your daughter, I do not want to speak on it because of the environment that you, Gizelle, have created surrounding your daughter. When it comes to me with Grace,
but it's not about speaking or not speaking. It was the looks on y'all faces.
You're overlooking if they both give each other funky faces at different times.
Take shade, the actual shade of it all. Everybody's shady.
Good. Y'all laughing and it's fine. But if I laugh about something, it's problematic.
it's about my child.
Karen, I get it. You don't want to take sides. You always want to hump the fence. You are the fence. We've had our issues, but there's no way I would let anybody disparage Raven. So I would think I would get that same respect from you in return. But I'm not. And I see you.
For myself, when I say I don't like Gizelle, so no, when she speaks, I'm not listening. I am uncomfortable. I don't want to deal in anything that she has going on. But when it comes to her children, I want her children to be well.
But then why did you chuckle, babe? Why was there a chuckle? Was it because you didn't want to talk about Gizelle? It was in relation to Gizelle, not Grace? Is that what you're saying?
It had nothing to do with Grace.
It had nothing to do with Grace.
Let me stop for a moment because Ashley with the ratted hair getting up, chiming in, it was it's the BS with this stuff. It's like, she can't chuckle. She and Wendy are giving each other the eye, like, we really don't have anything for Gizelle. And then them chuckling about it at the time, that has to be about her daughter. It's bullcrap. And they know it, but they want to make it an issue. And so Wendy coming up to say, no, let's talk about it now, when Gizelle says, oh, we can talk about that another time. No, let's speak on it now, because you were speaking about it when my presence was absent. So let's talk about it when my presence is present. It's ridiculous. So did Wendy say anything about her daughter? And I don't believe that I really don't believe that Wendy was looking at her daughter like her phrase, cockeyed and crazy. I believe that she and Robyn were walking by. She didn't like Robyn. And so it's one of those things that they do where they will shift the narrative to make it about somebody else when it really is about them. They, meaning Robyn and Gizelle, are not liked by Wendy. Candiace doesn't like Gizelle. And now, she's having the issues with Robyn as well. But don't make it about your daughter. You want it to be made about your daughter when we know that so many people who do talk about the reality shows, there's a large consensus of people that will say children are off limits. So that is why Gizelle is trying to make it about her children, because she wants to make it seem like these two ladies are so low down that they would go there about her children just because of the disdain that they have for her. And it has nothing to do with her daughter. Absolutely zero. So Ashley jumping in and chiming in there, girl, please. Because some people might say some things about your children, but you don't want to hear it.
It has nothing to do with her children or anyone's children.
Don't do that.
None of your children, okay? Thank you. We can leave it right there.
So yeah, I just can't with Gizelle and her trying to make it about something that it's not. And I just have to stop for a moment. Wendy and Candiace, they were looking so good in their swimsuits on the beach. It was just making the others just look like, eh. But listen, it's just something. I love the confidence. I love the fact that they know that they are hated by Gizelle and, somewhat Ashley and Robyn, and they don't care. They're going to flaunt it and let them just hate on it and just be fabulous in their faces. So I absolutely love it. I don't know about Karen riding the fence or whatever Gizelle was trying to say there, but Karen is one of those people where she really doesn't want to be in the middle. She wants to try her best to be the peacemaker or whatever, but Wendy was giving Robyn the eye when Robyn and Gizelle's daughter were walking by when they played that clip. Because, Robyn, she actually in that moment tried to make it about Gizelle's daughter, acting like, oh, I have to protect her from the evilness emitting from this dark-skinned woman over here, Wendy. I'm being honest, that's what it looked like to me. And I don't believe that Wendy felt any type of way about Gizelle's daughter. That woman has 3 beautiful children of her own. I don't see Wendy being like that at all. But, Gizelle wants to make her out to be the Loch Ness monster, this evil, dark soul and spirit of a woman. Just, she does play on those colorism things. And I do believe that is also something that she's using. She does it with the colorism, but claiming that it's not a real thing. And also she does it with the children. Okay, so I'm just not here for it. I really wanted to know what you guys think about this, so you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.